you're scrolling. Maybe it's first thing in the morning. Maybe it's late at night when you should be sleeping. And there it is. Someone your age just launched something. Someone younger just achieved something. Someone from your past just announced something. And before you've even processed what you read, a familiar feeling lands in your chest. A quiet, uncomfortable weight. Not quite jealousy, not quite sadness. Something in between, a feeling that everyone else is moving forward while you're somehow standing still. You close the app, but the feeling stays. This is one of the most common forms of suffering in modern life, and it's almost entirely invisible because nobody admits it. We scroll, we compare, we feel behind, and we carry that feeling silently into our day. Today, we're going to look at where that feeling actually comes from, why it's not telling you the truth, and one quiet practice that can loosen its grip, starting today. The first idea comes from Buddhist teaching, and it's called the second arrow. The story goes like this. If someone shoots you with an arrow, you feel pain. That's the first arrow. Unavoidable, real, just part of being alive. But then immediately, most of us shoot ourselves with a second arrow. We add suffering on top of suffering. We tell ourselves we should have moved faster. We should have seen it coming. We shouldn't be feeling this way at all. The second arrow is the story we add to the pain. And unlike the first arrow, the second one is optional. When you see someone else's success and feel that quiet ache, that's the first arrow. Uncomfortable, human, real. But then most of us immediately shoot the second arrow. We tell ourselves, I should be further along. I'm wasting my time. Everyone else has figured something out that I haven't. I'm running out of time. That story, the second arrow, is where most of the damage happens. Not the original sting of comparison, but the narrative we build around it. The verdict we deliver about our own life based on a 30-second scroll through someone else's highlight reel. Buddhist practice doesn't ask you to stop feeling the first arrow. It asks you to notice when you're reaching for the second one and pause before you let it fly. The second idea is the Japanese concept of mei, the meaningful pause, the intentional space between things. We talked about ma in the context of morning phone use in an earlier episode. Here it applies differently. Ma in conversation is the space between words where meaning settles. Ma in music is the silence between notes that gives the melody its shape. In your life, ma is the space between where you are and where you're going, and that space is not empty. It is not wasted time. It is not evidence that you're behind. Ma is where things are developing, where you're becoming something you can't yet see, where the work is happening beneath the surface before it's visible to anyone, including yourself. The reason comparison hurts so much is that we look at someone else's visible progress and measure it against our own invisible process. We see their arrow in flight and forget that ours is still being made. We mistake our ma, our necessary, meaningful pause, for failure. Put the second arrow and me together and something shifts. When comparison strikes, the second arrow teaching says, notice the story you're adding. And Ma says, what looks like stillness from the outside might be exactly where you need to be right now. Here's what makes this particularly hard in the age of social media. We have never in human history had such constant high-volume access to other people's progress. Our brains were not built for this. We evolved in small communities where comparison was occasional and contextual. You knew the people you were comparing yourself to. You understood their circumstances. You had real information. Now we compare ourselves to hundreds of people daily with almost no real information, filtered through the most favorable versions of their lives they choose to show. The second arrow flies faster than ever, and most of us don't even notice we've picked it up. Ma reminds us that the space we're in, the uncertain, unfinished, not yet visible space, is not the problem. It is the process. 3 things you can try today. 1 is enough. 1. Next time you feel that comparison sting, name the second arrow out loud or in your head. Just say that's the second arrow. You don't have to argue with the feeling or fix it. Just naming it creates a small gap between the feeling and the story. That gap is Ma. That gap is enough. 2. Write down 1 thing that is developing in your life right now that isn't visible yet. Something you're building, learning, becoming, that nobody can see from the outside. Hold it alongside whatever comparison just made you feel behind. You're not standing still, you're just in your Mia. 3. The next time you open a social media app, set a quiet intention before you scroll. I am not here to measure myself. 1 sentence. It won't make comparison disappear, but it changes your relationship to it 1 small moment at a time. Everyone you're comparing yourself to has a Ma you can't
see. Trust yours.